lecture. Perhaps this is the last lecture from chapter number 4, in which we will study an overview. We will have an overview of design rules, DRs. DRs are the rules according to which different geometric shapes corresponding to metal, silicon dioxide, or doped silicon region, or contacts or interconnects, etc., are implemented physically on IC, right? These are actually geometric rules and are based on CAD, where CAD stands for computer aided design. This means every polygon corresponding to any of the items I have just spoke, every polygon is drawn on computer screen first, and then the design is transferred on physically on silicon at micrometer level. The lithographic stepper motors that are used to rotate used to rotate silicon wafers clockwise or counterclockwise in order to perform certain operations related to lithography, etc. They are specific to the manufacturing process. So the manufacturing process, if the manufacturing process change, we have to change the hardware, right? So topological design rules are the simplest design rules that we follow. They correspond to width and spacing. Width, where W stands for minimum width. For example, if we have to implement these two polylines, polycrystal silicon gate lines, and we want them to be separated by a certain distance, SP, PP. This means this is the minimum spacing that we should have between two polylines in order to avoid crosstalk or accidental electrical contact, etc. And WP is the minimum width that this particular manufacturing process should be able to design. So that may be the limitation of a certain manufacturing process, because a manufacturing process, for example, cannot implement anything below zero point 0.2 micrometer, and you have to have a WP equal to maybe 0.1 micrometer. So you cannot use that manufacturing facility to implement your geometric shapes on physically on silicon. So this is a limitation. WP puts a limitation on the manufacturing process. And of course, SP2P is also a limitation. This means that the manufacturing SP2P, for example, if it is 0.1 micrometer, the manufacturing process should be able to implement this much spacing between poly, right? So these dimensions are specified by VLSI engineer, right, on a computer screen that are finally translated physically on IC, whereas D is the minimum generic distance. It can be a spacing, it can be width, length, etc. Right. There are other design rules, we call them lambda design rules. Lambda design rules correspond to, these are geometric, simple, scaling based geometric design rules where the value of a spacing or dimension, width or length, for example, is represented as a product of a scaling multiplier and a reference metric. The scaling multiplier is m, the reference value is lambda. So every quantity is represented in terms of reference matrix, 2 times reference matrix, 2.5 times, for example. This lambda design rule has an advantage that it produces scalable designs, the designs that can be either scaled up or scaled down. Right. In general, design rules can be divided into 4 types. They are either of width, or spacing or surround or extension type design rules. The minimum width and minimum spacing based design rules have already been studied by us. For example, the lambda design rule. The lambda design rule can be involves both width and spacing, and the topological design rule that we just studied, it also involves width and spacing. So the other two rules are surround and extension. Let's see what these design rules are. A surround type design rule ensures that a minimum distance is maintained around a certain implementation from all four sides. For example, we have this silicon dioxide layer, and there is a gap between this that we have to etch using N plus. So we use ion implantation. We have used ion implantation to convert this portion into N plus. But now we want to make a contact with it, a wire that we want to connect here, a wire that we want to connect here, a wire with which we want to make a bond here, right? If you would want to make a bond here, that we call as active contact, and we have already studied this, that N plus and P plus areas are, they are active areas. So the contact made on these active areas are called active contact. So this is active area. So if we want an active contact to be made on this, we must have a spacing from all four sides, and we'll call it SA to AC, where A stands for active, AC is active contact. So this is the minimum spacing between active and active contact. So we have to maintain this much spacing from all four sides so that it doesn't get short with any neighboring implementation, right? So we have to maintain that surround distance from all four sides. And the last thing is extension, right? If we implement, for example, an NMOS transistor, this is the top view of an NMOS transistor with this poly and these active areas, and we see that this poly is overhang on both sides from top and from bottom of these active areas, and the minimum distance that we have to maintain is D distance. D stands for distance and PO stands for poly overhang. This overhang distance is the minimum distance that we have to maintain between the active area and the poly implementation. Poly should be somehow somewhat extended out of the active region. If suppose this is not the case, if we somehow don't have this TPO or don't maintain this TPO from both sides, from top and from bottom, what can be the disadvantage or what can go wrong with this? We can have an implementation like this. If we do not maintain DPO from both sides, we can have an implementation like this in which the gate is implemented such that there is a short circuit between the drain and source regions, and the transistor may stop working as a transistor. So this kind of design rule, extension based design rule, is also important. That's all for this lecture, and we may not study any further except you solve an assignment. Thank you very much.